distance from the OVO label. He hadn't worked with any of his label mates and even said he barely saw Drake. And to make matters even worse, McConan would drop an absolute stinker on a Tim Westwood freestyle which had the internet in tears. And in this freestyle, he would mention his supposed beef with Drake, which apparently was the breaking point for their relationship. After all this went down, McConan would end up leaving the OVO label in 2016, which I'm not even surprised about. Even from Drake's point of view, he spoke down on Drake and his label in interviews, and even the tweets that resurfaced from 2010, it just looks embarrassing on Drake's behalf. But even after McConan left the label, Drake would confront him at Rihanna's VMA after party in 2016, when in an interview, McConan said it was in the middle of the goddamn after party at the Up and Down club. Everybody that was in there was in there. I'm in here around these Vanguard awards and I'm accepted. And I took pictures with Chasemakers and G-Eazy and everybody and we're all friends. And I'm here in the middle of the floor, no security, and they coming up and I just stepped to the side. And they see me and stop and the biggest motherfucker in the game goes, woo woo woo. Next time, I'ma fuck you up. Drake wouldn't respond to these allegations and things would go quietly after they separated. More recently, McConan has continued to diss Drake and the OVO label on social media, but it just seemed like McConan wanted to have some clout after he fell off. In the end, McConan became a one-hit wonder, and it seemed like Drake only really signed him to hop on his hit song and make a quick bag. Now in 2015, another Canadian rapper would be added to the roster, Roy Woods. Around the time, Roy would be an exciting upcoming rapper. However, with it seeming like after signing to the label, his quality and work ethic declined. He would make a hit song Drama featuring Drake, which sits at over 300 million plays on Spotify. In a recent interview, Roy revealed that it was himself who decided he needed a break from music due to him feeling like he was losing control of his life. After a 5-year break, in 2023, he'd release his Mixed Emotions album, which he worked on with Drake. But it would eventually drop with no Drake features and Drake giving it zero promotion. As he's your artist that is signed to you, why wouldn't you help him get bigger? He would get himself 2 platinum certifications with a song featuring Drake and 2 more gold certifications with his singles, but that was about it. In that same year of Roy Woods signing, Drake would also recruit a mysterious R&B duo, Division, composed of the Canadian singer Daniel Daly and the producer 1985. They would make an appearance on Drake's Views album on the song Faithful, but that would be about it. After signing to the OVO sound, they would shortly drop a couple albums which would place top 50 on the Billboard 200. However, their most recent 2023 project completely failed to land on the charts, and of course, no promotion or support from Drake. Fast forward to 2017, Drake would sign 2 more artists, Baka Not Nice and Popcorn, with Baka being Drake's old friend and security guard since 2013. He would first introduce himself to the OVO fanbase on Drake's Nothing Was the Same album, where he would feature as additional background vocals. However, he would be arrested in 2014 for some not nice things, which would leave him in jail for almost a year. After he was released, Drake would celebrate by stating on the song Know Yourself, I might declare it a holiday as soon as Baka get back on road. Then 2 years later in 2017, he would officially join the OVO family. He would release a single, Live Up To My Name, co-written by Drake. It would debut at number 77 on the Canadian Hot 100, but Baka wouldn't be consistent with the releases. I think Baka's rapping career was more of a gift from Drake to financially help him out, as Baka is one of Drake's OGs. Then Popcorn, the Jamaican singer who would also sign around 2018. Drake would give him features, which would turn out to be his biggest songs over the years. However, in 2023, Popcorn would state in an interview, I have so much music, the label can be weird sometimes. I love the label, but I don't like them. But I'll be independent soon. Which doesn't really add up, as Drake has previously stated that his artists would have complete freedom and control over their music. But past 2018, things would go pretty quiet with the label. Drake of course would still continue his reign as the biggest hip hop artist in the world, with him going on to release Scorpion and Certified Lover Boy, with Scorpion selling 700k first week and CLB selling 600k. Drake wasn't going anywhere, but after dropping 2 hit albums, he would continue working on his OVO sound label, where in 2021, he would sign Canadian rapper Smiley. He would introduce himself to the world by releasing a single featuring Drake named Over the Top. However, apart from that song with Drake, Smiley wouldn't have any accomplishments of his own, and in general would be clowned for his unique approach to music and would be called unlistenable by many. Then the final artist to sign to the OVO sound would be Naomi Sharon, the first female OVO signee. She did however sign in 2023, so it probably isn't fair to judge her success yet. Now the OVO sound label has been out for just over 10 years at the time of this video, and realistically, Drake only managed to sign 1 artist with solo success, Party Next Door. It seemed like a lot of these other artists would just sign so Drake can take their hits, make a quick bag, and forget about them. Now many fans would coin Drake's label as just a writing camp, but there may be a true reason behind why Drake runs his label like this. At 19, Drake was offered a chance to write for Dr. Dre, which seemed like an amazing opportunity, however it did not turn out that way. He soon realized it was a demanding demanding and stressful job. He said in an interview, "It was some of the most strenuous and militant shit I've ever done, but no usable songs came out of it. When I think of how he worked us, it's no wonder he didn't get anything out of it. It was just writers in a room churning out products all day long." Since Drake saw other artists run camps like this and make hits for them, Drake maybe took inspiration from that and implemented it into his own label. Anyways, we can definitely say Drake's OVO sound label has been a failure on behalf of the individual success of the artist. However, from Drake's point of view, the artists are making him hits and getting him the bag, so you can't really judge him. Now, we're going to go into the disaster that is Travis Scott's Cactus Jack label. Travis rose to fame in 2015 after he dropped his debut studio album, Rodeo, which sold an incredible 80,000 units first week and debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200. Travis would reach even bigger heights with his project Birds in the Trap, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. With these two projects, Travis Scott would cement himself as a star within the hip-hop scene, with all eyes on him when he announced his third studio album, Astroworld. But before the release of that album, Travis Scott would first start his Cactus Jack label in 2017. He would claim in an interview that it was meant to be a launching pad for new artists and producers without major labels taking advantage of them. Basically, he wanted to replicate what Good Music, Kanye West's label, once did for him and his career. The first artist that signed to the label was Smokepurpp, and off the bat, the signing was a bit weird. And I'm saying it was weird because the signing was all speculation and allegation based on Smokepurpp showing up that he's in the studio with Travis Scott. The initial reception of Smokepurpp supposedly signing to Cactus Jack was terrible, with fans being extremely shocked and upset that Travis would basically sign this meme rapper, or even sometimes referred as Lil Pump's sidekick. Travis Scott would feature on one of Smokepurpp's songs, Fingers Blue, and executively produce his album Dead Star. But after that, literally nothing happened. In the end, it seemed like Smokepurpp never officially signed to Cactus Jack, and it was just Smokepurpp's label, Almeo, paying Travis Scott to be affiliated with Smokepurpp to give him some clout. In 2020, Smokepurpp announced him and Travis parted ways, and he's on to bigger things. And bigger things in quotation marks, because in more recent times, Smokepurpp's career has been an absolute downward spiral. In the summer of 2020, his album Florida Jit was selling an embarrassing 5k units. And then of course, we can all remember that absolutely tragic Tim Westwood freestyle.
I'm a motherfucking stoner. I'm a motherfucking boner.
Nothing really came out of all this hype with Smokepurpp. If anything, being affiliated with Smokepurpp damaged Travis's reputation. The first real artist that got signed to the label that Travis Scott would properly start promoting and putting out to open for his shows was Sheck Wes. Sheck Wes quickly rose to prominence back in 2017 after dropping the single Mo Mamba, with it becoming an absolutely viral hit, with it currently just surpassing 1 billion plays on Spotify, which is crazy considering it's only been out for 5 years. Now with this huge hit and also signing to Travis Scott's label, everybody was excited to see what was next from Sheck Wes. But that wouldn't come till later. After signing Sheck Wes, later in 2018, Don Toliver would be signed by Travis Scott, and at the time, he basically had no music out and was literally a nobody. He would be introduced to the world as a feature on Travis Scott's Astroworld on the song Can't Say, and at the time of the album being released, Don Toliver only had 3,000 followers on Twitter, yet was talented enough to be the main factor behind that song blowing up. Nobody knew who he was, yet fans were amazed. This really gave Don a head start in his career as he became one of the most hyped up rappers overnight. Sheck Wes would also have credits on Astroworld, but only as additional vocals on No Bystanders alongside Juice WRLD. And again, this feature on Astroworld gave Sheck Wes a huge amount of exposure. He ended up releasing his debut album, Mud Boy, towards the end of 2018 with huge hype from Mo Mamba and the Astroworld feature. Fans were expecting him to reach new heights with this project. However, it wouldn't turn out that way. The album landed at number 17 on the Billboard 200 and sold pretty poorly at 25k units first week. But he did get okay reviews and fans were looking forward to further music from him. In 2019, Don Toliver would continue to shock the world when he released the hit single No Idea, which absolutely took off when it was released and it's currently his biggest song. Post Astroworld, Travis Scott would drop Jack Boys, with it containing features from huge artists such as Pop Smoke, Lil Baby, Quavo and Offset. But alongside these features, Travis Scott would place his artists, Sheck Wes and Don Toliver, which was a very smart way to promote them. 2019 was a hugely successful year for Travis and his artists. Sheck Wes was still growing from his viral TikTok song Mo Mamba, same with Don Toliver, who had his hit single No Idea also blown up on TikTok. Jack Boys would also debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200, providing them with further attention and success. In the following year, Don Toliver would eventually release his debut studio album, Heaven or Hell. It landed at number 7 on the Billboard 200 and sold 44k. Considering he was a literal nobody a year ago, this was quite impressive. It seemed like Travis Scott really found a gem, and he was bound to be the next superstar within the hip-hop scene. Don Toliver was seriously looking like a great investment. However, on the other hand, Sheck Wes. I don't know what happened to him. Since the release of his album in 2018, he's dropped around 3 singles a year, with no EPs or anything. It doesn't really make sense to me. My guess is he's made so much money from Mo Mamba that he's just enjoying his life and is not really bothered. Nevertheless, as we wrap up 2020, the Cactus Jack label seemed like it had a lot of potential, but they were only 2 years into their reign, so they still need more time to be properly judged. In 2021, Travis Scott was signed the hottest rapper within the underground, Sofago, who at the time was blowing up from his songs Knock Knock and Off the Map. Once signed, Travis Scott and Don Toliver would start posting Sofago's music on their stories, which of course got their fans interested in who this new signee is. However, once signed to the label, Sofago wouldn't drop for almost 2 years. He would drop 1 single and feature on Trippie Redd's Trip at Night album throughout 2021. And even though there was a drought of Sofago's music, he was still streaming insanely well and popped off on the feature for Trippie Redd. But with their lack of releases, it seemed like his career was headed the same path as Sheck Wes. But eventually, they would get to work. Throughout 2021 and 2022, the Cactus Jack management would start pushing Sofago, as it would get him in loads of commercials, a Jimmy Kimmel live show, and an Apple Music collaboration.
What you want?
Eventually, he released his debut album, Pink Hearts, in late 2022, but it seemed like the entire excitement for Sofago died. Not only did he fail to register on the Billboard 200, he also completely switched up his sound, which was an attempt to attract new listeners and expand his fan base. But all it did was push his OG fans away. He immediately got called out online, especially as some of Sofago's classmates, such as Yeet, Ken Carson, and Destroy Lonely, were seeming like they were starting to progress way past Sofago. The worst part was though, is that Sofago did not take the hate and criticism very well. He would start responding to fans on his old Instagram account, saying his supporters are acting fake and telling everyone that he knows what he's doing and people should stop telling him how to release his music and live his life. The first issue with Pink Hearts was that he simply took too long to drop. Almost a 2-year wait for an underground rapper's album is too long, especially when you have someone like Yeet, who at the time was dropping over 3 projects a year. But Sofago's delay in music could have been due to the Astroworld event tragedy on the 5th of November in 2021, which left 10 people dead. This resulted in Travis Scott and his entire brand to be under fire by literally the entire world, which of course would have been a terrible time for Sofago to release his music, so this could have caused him to delay any music he had planned to release. This wasn't the end all and be all for Sofago and Cactus Jack. It was his first studio album and he was still young, so he still has loads of time. And that same year that Sofago signed to the Cactus Jack label, Don Toliver sold an impressive 70k first week with his album Life of a Don, which was almost double his previous album. Throughout 2022, nothing really would happen within the Cactus Jack label until towards the end of the year, Don Toliver dropped the lead single to his 3rd studio album. A music video would be released alongside the song, but something seemed off. It would gain a staggering 5 million views in 24 hours, with many of the comments looking bot-like, which got fans thinking that the label was botting Don Toliver's views. Now look, Don Toliver is of course signed to Cactus Jack, however, the distribution of his music is done under the label Atlantic Records, who have a history of playing with their artist streams, with even the likes of Bobby Shmurda calling out NBA Youngboy for having his views botted, and then going on to say you can get something like 1 million views for 4k. Now obviously when this happened, it was a big deal, but in the current day, I don't think many people even remember that this Don Toliver music video had some views botted, but it did leave a negative view on Don Toliver and the Cactus Jack label for a short time. As we move into 2023, Don Toliver would end up releasing his 3rd studio album, Lovesick, which landed number 8 on the Billboard 200 and sold pretty poorly at 40k, which I think is disappointing considering he had the likes of Future, Justin Bieber and Lil Durk on the album, and with the fact that his previous album sold 80k. I was expecting a lot more. Sofago would then drop his first project following Pink Hearts, Go Plus, a short EP where he displayed a diversity of sound. This project actually switched the view of Sofago within the underground, as he finally went back to his old sound and people started messing with him again. Sheck Wes was still to drop, with his last single being in 2022. However, this was definitely due to him reaching such a peak in rap. As of today, he's currently playing basketball professionally in France. And in the end, I wouldn't say Travis Scott's Cactus Jack is a total failure. Sheck West did completely disappear, however is still a prominent figure around the group, with his removed feature from the song Fiend on Travis Scott's Utopia still going viral on the internet. Don Toliver, he never managed to reach the heights of Travis Scott, however still became a widely known mainstream artist and has managed huge hits. Then Sofago, well, I honestly think it is unfair to judge this early. I think he was under a lot of pressure. He had so much hype and signed to one of the biggest rappers in the industry, he just made a couple wrong choices. But with his next project dropping soon, I definitely think he'll make a comeback. And even recently, his fan base literally took over the internet and got him trending. In the end, it's far from over for Travis Scott and the Cactus Jack label, but it's clear that they just need a couple more hits and some more big projects, but whether they can actually bounce back, we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, they definitely don't have the best image. And now, I'm going to go into Trippie Redd's 1400 Entertainment label, also known as the 1400-800 Gang. After the viral success of his single Love Scars and The Love Letter to You, which was his debut commercial mixtape in 2017, Trippie Redd continued to flourish, creating some of the SoundCloud era's biggest songs, such as Fuck Love with XXXTentacion, Taking a Walk, and Topanga. And by the end of 2018, Trippie Redd would be seen as one of the biggest rappers in this new wave of SoundCloud artists, with him having huge sales and reaching the heights of the Billboard Hot 100. And by the time 2019 rolls around, Trippie Redd has cemented himself as a certified mainstream hitmaker, with the whole scene at the time looking up to him as one of the pioneers of the modern emo rap genre. With all this newfound success, Trippie wanted to do something new, expand his brand and share his talents, which would lead to him setting up his 1400-800 collective. The label would first begin in 2019, with the first official artist signed being K-Suave, Sunny 2.0, Chris King, and one artist unofficially signed, Teaser Touchdown. Teaser would be around the 1400 camp a lot, and can be even seen in one of their vlogs and Montreality interviews. At this point in time, Teaser seems like an artist with a lot of potential. However, he was signed to another label. Now of course this is all theory, but I really think Trippie should have attempted to bring in Teaser to the collective. He could have waited for his contract to expire, or even buy him out of the contract. But of course that didn't happen at the time, which is a shame, as in the current day, Teaser Touchdown is a huge artist and has recently blown up. But now, let's move on to the actual 1400 artists. So first, Chris King. He has an interesting backstory. He has been making music for over 10 years and used to be close friends with Justin Bieber, and even slept at his house for a year and a half. He was also very close friends with Kylie Jenner, who used to repost his music back in 2011. As we can see, Chris King is super well connected, which would lead to him meeting Trippie Redd around 2017, where Chris would act as a mentor for Trippie as he was blowing up at the time. And after Trippie blew up and became a superstar, he would sign Chris King to his label. Of course, this whole time, Chris King is releasing music, but it really isn't taking off. Now this is where Trippie Redd comes in. As he and Trippie are close friends, Trippie starts giving him all these features for free, which of course got his streaming numbers popping. And for me, the issue of this was that it really didn't seem like Chris King was trying to be a proper artist and was just trying to feed off Trippie Redd's features. This of course helped Chris King's career, but in return, it damaged Trippie, as he's giving away these features to artists that no one knows, which diminishes the value of Trippie Redd's sound. Anyways, back to 2019 and the beginning of the 1400 collective. Once K-Suave and Sunny signed, it was time to get to work and start releasing proper music under Trippie's label. And Trippie Redd would have given them a huge boost in their careers by giving them a bunch of features. By 2021, K-Suave would have dropped 2 projects, Not Slayer 2 and Sexually Active, which featured 3 Trippie Redd features each, with all of them being the highest streaming songs on the projects. These albums wouldn't do any crazy numbers and would have okay success within the underground scene at the time. But K-Suave's career was looking pretty bright, as he was starting to build his own fan base. Sunny would also release music which was littered with Trippie Redd features. Sunny's first ever song was literally with a Trippie Redd feature, so I don't know if Sunny is trying to have any actual musical success, or he was just trying to make a quick bag from Trippie, similar to Chris King. Now one of the songs Sunny and Trippie released would be the infamous Hello Kitty song, where Trippie was flamed by the entire community for copying Carti's new Neon.
Hellcat say me out, smoke cat pissing out. Tryna see what I be about. Nigga feel like Dion, nigga feel like Elon. I'm a sickle like Eon.
first impression, the clips are beyond similar, with Trippy even using Cardi's exact Hellcat line.
However, you have to respect Trippy and Sunny because this track was classed as one of the first ever rage genre songs. Trippy did pop off on the features, however, Sunny's parts were hugely disappointed. The songs all got like millions and hundred thousands of plays, but it was all because of Trippy, nothing to do with Sunny. While K-Suave on the other hand would further release 2 projects, Hit Me When You Land with no Trippy Red features. The project actually had decent success. It would let K-Suave build a fan base within the underground, and it genuinely looks like he had some potential to make it big. He would also drop Midnight in Malibu, which was a significant improvement from his previous project, but this time with one Trippy feature. And overall, his fans started to think that his music had been at a decline, with him even being caught up in a controversy for not paying his producers, which resulted in his Midnight in Malibu project being temporarily taken down. But this isn't the only legal trouble K-Suave would get himself into. In 2020, Trippy Red would give K-Suave a Playboy Carti feature that he once had. K-Suave would take it upon himself to actually release the feature on his Lovesick project under the song Perk 97. He did this in a secret way where he posted the song but didn't mention Playboy Carti as a feature on Spotify or SoundCloud to bypass the Interscope copyright intellectual property system. However, this wouldn't end well, as he would eventually get a cease and desist letter and would have to take down the song and the entire project as it contained an unauthorized feature. Not only is this shitty from K-Suave, but also to get shitty from Trippy Red to give K-Suave a feature from Playboy Carti, as it wasn't K-Suave's feature, it was a feature Playboy Carti recorded with Trippy Red. But to be fair, it didn't give K-Suave loads of hype, as I think it was one of the first songs to leak in 2020. And an artist I'm yet to mention is Zelly Ocho. He's another artist that is supposedly signed to Trippy Red's 1400-800 label. However, he's taken the more organic route. He's dropping his own music and actually getting a lot of support, as he has a very unique sound. However, he isn't doing the best numbers wise, and in general doesn't look like he's really going to make it anywhere. And to be truthfully honest, Trippy's label seemed like a whole mess so far. It had no defined image and no artists that were making any real noise. So far, it seemed like Trippy was just signing his friends and give them features so they can make a quick bag. In 2022, Sky Morales, who was Trippy Red's girlfriend at the time, would also sign to the 1400 Entertainment label. She would drop an EP and some singles with Trippy Red featuring, while also making appearances on Trippy Red's A Love Letter to You 5. As the first female signee, Sky made a first great impression to the fans. However, Trippy would announce to the world that he had in fact cheated on his girlfriend in the summer of 2023, which would lead to the two splitting up and her leaving the 1400 collective. And out of all the official signees on the 1400 label, only one artist has had a decent run, K-Suave. Sunny 2.0, he made a lot of money off them Trippy Red features, but he hasn't released in a long time, and even when he has, his singles have gone awful plays. Chris King, now personally, I don't think his music is great, but he actually does have his own fan base. Of course, all his big numbers are from Trippy Red features, but he actually has had some solo success. And then Zelly Ocho, again, his numbers aren't great, but he's taken the more organic route out of releasing music without any Trippy Red support. But if we put it into the perspective that none of Trippy Red's artists have above 400,000 monthly listeners and are pretty much random SoundCloud dudes Trippy has found from Ohio, it doesn't look great. Now compared to someone who blew up at the same time as him, Playboy Carti, who has managed to keep up his hype and launch his own successful label, it's pretty embarrassing on Trippy's behalf. We can even go further with this to talk about Trippy's downfall and how all his music's flopping. He's barely selling like 40-50k, whereas Carti, someone he blew up with, is doing crazy numbers and hasn't even reached his peak yet. Musically wise, Trippy's label is horrible and just seems like a quick check for a lot of Trippy's friends. And that wraps it up for today, guys. Which label do you think was the worst out of all of these? Personally, it's probably Trippy Red, because they just had zero success, and especially with Trippy Red's career going into the bin as well, it's pretty bad. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Great outdoors. Insufficient. Our sacred grove is being desecrated. Are we being invaded? Making trade. Gladly. Hi. What is nature's call? Aim dead. Being invaded. Take it.
leads us to why police were all sort of
Well, he
hands on
bailed.
deck, if you will, three different choppers in the air, and then also LAPD at one point.
Wait, we're
saying,
late on the
"Hey,
stream,
this
no
guy
way."
had a gun, let's go back, let's not go into tracking mode. But now we're going to want to go back up to Desmond Shaw to see what's happening.
In the city of Torrance, correct?
Well, yes. Yep. My map tracker is saying that we are in Torrance right now, right on the northern edge, I believe. And look at this, right into this unit right here. So they are now going to be pulled up. And we only saw one person get out of that vehicle.
Yeah, that's what
Sir, now you see
Insufficient gold.
when
Yeah.
they went
Oh,
into
yeah.
the.
Well, we get to rewatch it
there
at
was
least.
someone who just walked right by. And look at this.
Insufficient
Now the door is open. At least the danger to the public with the crazy driving
gonna
is
take
done.
off.
But underneath the awning, into an apartment complex.
Those are
here.
big-ass shoes,
So, yeah, okay.
And Desmond, it
We
seems
got
like
him out
it's
here
just
running
one
around,
person,
and
right?
Look at that. I think we are right here at the suspect's house. We heard that the suspect's
Yeah,
house
he's
was
got
on
keys.
Artesia Boulevard, and we on our Artesia. So
And
they're
in the
going
city of Torrance,
inside
right,
of the
Desmond?
unit right now.
In the city of Torrance, correct?
Well, yes. Yep. My map tracker is saying that we are in Torrance right now, right on the northern edge, I believe. And look at this, right into this unit right here. So they are now going to be holed up. And we only saw one person get out.
Yeah, but how do you know it's wait, this could end so badly, what the fuck?
Authorities coming in, and they're going to run up here to the
They're going straight in there.
to the to the unit and knock nicely and see if he'll come out.
Yeah, so now this is, I was just going to say, this is going to be a whole thing now, because he's going to go in there, he's armed. They're not going to go in there if they can't see him.
Yeah,
So if he doesn't come
shit.
out, this is going to turn into a SWAT situation, almost undoubtedly, because I can't imagine those patrol officers are going to go bang down
No
that door
shot.
for a home invasion suspect that is armed, who they can't see. I will see how they handle it, but I would imagine that this is
just
going to
set a
turn into a
perimeter and just
situation where
wait,
if he
they'll
doesn't
wait.
come out willingly, it's going to be a long night.
Mike, we know this is just one guy that's jumped out of his car and took off running. We didn't see any other suspects. Any information from police when you got the information about the original home invasion that took place there on Charmel Lane?
But how do you know? How do they know it's that unit though? Did they see him get out of it or something? Or what?
Well, so they're they have it's called a CAD, a computer-aided dispatch system, and when things are happening like this, sometimes all those little details don't get put in right away. But just really quick, Des, when you look at the officers that are on there on the ground, you have a lot of plainclothes officers down there, which kind of leads me a little bit back to our original theory that maybe there was other things that these guys are wanted for and they had been being watched, but maybe they caught them in the act or something like that. But you've got a lot of plainclothes guys down there as well, which is also interesting to me. So they've here's where he pulled out of the car, after opening the gate there, and then gets
What
in.
was that like some sort of organized crime type thing? Yeah.
Who knows what criminals are thinking, but you go to your house and the cops are right behind you. Like, it's not gonna, and they clearly know who this guy is, and now they're right at his door, and yeah, like Des said, they're gonna knock nicely and tell him to come
What if
out
it's like a
and
bait house type thing and he has like a, like a vent and he like
The good news in
crawl
all
through it or
this
some
is,
shit?
as far as we know, Mike was painting us a better picture, a clearer picture, if you will, of what happened and transpired in Pacific Palisades when this home invasion
I'm just saying, like,
occurred.
what if
This
there's
is
like
on
a vent
Charmel
that leads
Lane
down and then
Pacific
like a tunnel?
Palisades. 7:36 p.m. There was a reported home invasion, meaning that the residents were home at the time when this alleged thief.
These guys are real
burglar,
close, man.
would-be burglar,
Jesus.
Came through and perhaps stole something. We don't know if they got away with anything, but we do believe that they are armed. And after they took off on Pacific Coast Highway, eastbound on the 10 freeway,
It's
and
kinda scary,
southbound
Chad.
on
I'll give it a buck,
405,
yeah.
and then in the Palms area, the
Chad, isn't that really scary, Chad?
called off by the LAPD, and then another division, as we understand, took over.
Really see shit like that.
And that's when we saw them bring out. That's where we saw various agencies, or I'm sorry, I should say various units, following this, and we went down various areas of Southern California, but also
I was saying, I mean,
the South Bay area.
armed guy
specifically because of the fact that
in
we
a
did
house
detect
and it's like you
this
can't see the
person
blinds or whatever and they're right next to it.
car that police were chasing was registered out of the city of Torrance and to this address, we believe off Artesia Boulevard. So we do believe, we're not 100% sure of this, no confirmation yet, but we do
I like
believe
clicking though, dude.
pursuit
Click, click, click,
suspect,
click,
the
click,
only
click. I like doing
person
that, man.
to get out of this car is the person who is now inside this unit that we are focusing SkyCal on right now.
And Desmond, it seemed like that suspect just jumped out of that car, knew exactly where he was going, and took a beeline to this unit that you.
They're gonna bring the battering ram and the super SWAT shield.
Yeah, so
That thing is massive. Have you ever seen that before?
I want to mention, Chauncey, is that there was maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds where We were on the
It's like
other
some
side of
angled
this apartment
breach shield.
complex. As we were coming around, we saw the suspect go underneath the awning. My pilot Mike is pretty confident that he went inside this door, the one that you see the LAPD plainclothes officers focusing on. But you see that this is, you know, a covered walkway. I noticed a lot of LAPD officers running around the entire complex. I can't say with 100% certainty that they went inside that door. They could have run down this way and then gone into another unit, or into the parking garage or something. There is a pretty high level of certainty, but not 100% that.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on. This guy though.
Watched him walk up onto this patio right here.
Hey, no, hold on though.
This door right here with the light on. You see LAPD out here as well. They have the whole building surrounded, and I don't believe that the suspect would be able to jump out a window into the parking garage from the second story. I'm not even sure that there's windows on that side.
Did he not buzz it in then?
But they have the entire building surrounded.
I know it's a replay, but still though, they did not buzz it in.
And the gate opened. I'm guessing
maybe it was just in the parking and got scared.
Some kind of clicker, or when you pulled up to it, but it was a few seconds that went by for that gate to open up wide enough so the suspect could get his car through there. This is as we played that replay.
What the fuck is this commentary?
Yeah, definitely, and LAPD, they weren't going to run up and
that's how gates open. They slowly open until you can get in. Like, what the fuck?
They had a gun, so they kind of just had to.
What do you expect? The fucking door to just fucking lift off or disappear or some shit?
Unfortunate for them, but again, we had heard that this was where the vehicle was registered to.
Guys, this like when they're going like in a fucking.
To their neighborhood, and
like the chase gets stale and he says, yeah, no, he's gonna turn onto a street, and this street is like not like the other streets. This is a suburban street, and a lot of trees are on that one street. Like, what the fuck?
That's definitely going to create a different danger level. So obviously, officers are going to be going to neighbors as well, just to make sure the entire building is safe and sound, obviously. But as Mike at Rogers at the desk,
somebody walk ahead one, and then when they're preparing to do something, I want to see it.
They're not coming up.
Otherwise, I'm gonna
hands up and surround.
For now, I'm gonna skip. You know what I'm saying?
Hi. The great outdoors. Research finished.
Quickly. End my torment. We must act at last. I will aid you.
The great outdoors. Insufficient gold.
Will this ever end?
What is nature's call?
My blade.
Our champion has fallen. Being invaded?
The time has come.
Is there trouble? We can't build there.
Command me. My blade thirsts.
Your building is complete. What is nature's call?
My strength is yours. I'm here, as always. At last. I'm awake. The time has come, though I be damned. Command me. We must act. Quickly, Durana Kal.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
End my torment. We must act. strength is yours.
Are we being invaded?
Beware. The time has come.
Upgrade
Where
finished.
shall I strike? My
Our sacred
strength
grove
is
is
yours.
being desecrated.
The time
Direct
has
my
come.
hatred.
Where shall I strike? Quickly.
My bow is ready.
What is nature's call?
I'm
Your
awake.
mana is
I'm awake. We must act.
I will aid you. End my torment.
Our time is yours. Our time is yours. Where shall I strike?
Our champion has fallen.
I'm
Research
awake.
finished.
I'm awake. Her has awakened. My strength is yours. I'm awake. I'm awake.
My bow is ready.
Are we being invaded?
Where shall
Research
I strike?
finished.
My strength is yours.
Hi! Research finished. Your building is down. Our champion has fallen.
I figured out about okay. I might just buy for the meme. For 11k, this is not even close to. This is a steal at 100k. I figured out about 100k. I might just buy for the meme. So I might just. Okay, I'm bringing it back. Forget it. Chat, it hauls ass though, chat. Chat, for 11,000.
Insufficient gold.
Good time.
Executive, awaiting orders.
Come to Mosley's.
Affirmative.
Are you able
Executive
to
order.
Nah, I can't park this shit, cuz. No idea what, man.
Confirming.
But my job's finished though, so I don't know.
Yeah, you have the same thing, right? Yeah.
I mean, imagine just park it, right? And like, if you're not bad in the job, just fucking scuff it.
Your building is complete.
Yeah, the sales software is working again. If you're looking to buy a car, you can get it.
Yo.
Hey, Mr. Paul, do you have time to meet with our robot yet?
Your building is.
Yeah, is he bugged or not?
Oh, he's fine. He's not bugged. No, but he doesn't have the human touch like I do. Just letting you know. But whenever you get back to the Mosleys, come meet him.
Okay, thank you, man. I'll do that right now.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
Hey, thank you, man. This car's insane.
I stand ready. Point the way.
What's up, man? Hey, give me a minute, man. I'll go check this car out, bro.
On your mark.
Executive.
I'm checking this car out, bro.
Waiting on you.
John Paul. Order complete. Senior Bond crew delivered. In glove.
Bro, you're gonna. Man, this shit fucking sucks.
Executive John Paul detected. Playing voice memo from Mickey Sinclair.
Hey, Jean-Paul. I hope you're doing well. Anyways, yeah, you've currently met what I was working on while I was in Japan. This is the partnership with the Seco Virtual Laboratory. You are now speaking to an artificial intern. It's a robot. Anyways, we're gonna sell these to people. They can use them for whatever jobs. Sentence to you for the voice recording. No, you can't have it shoot the police. No, it can't rob police guns. No, you can't fuck it. Thank you so much.
Useless. Yo,
Voice memo complete.
record message for Mickey St. Clair. Then it's useless. Fuck you. Useless. If I can't fuck it, it loses like 9% of its interest. Then can't shoot cops. That's the last 9%. Well, the last 1% is where the fuck the other thing you said. So, no thank you. Bye. Beep. Beep. Record again.
Code word triggered.
Record again.
Shoot cops from executive Jean Paul. Playing voice memo 00087. Classified information. Project Snowfall.
Okay, you fucking idiot. You triggered, I'm guessing, the fucking secret protocol. Okay, if you really want to override any of the laws of the robot, you're going to have to hack them, okay? Don't tell anyone that you can do this. But yes, Law 1 can be overridden. You just have to be a good enough hacker. Good luck with that.
Voicemail to Mickey. You're fired. Pussy.
I drive a lot of forward.
No longer.
I a little.
I feel like I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of people right now.
Order 0 decommissioned.
Executive order for intern 014. Decommissioned.
Come here, hold on.
Can't we just...
Here, purple guy.
Your building is complete. Cry.
Who?
He doesn't need that.
He kind of sounded like you.
Decommissioned.
What?
Hello. Too late. No.
You show us.
Like great thing.
Yep.
Fuck. He doesn't fit into the car.
We must act at last.
You're alright.
Yeah. No, I'm all good here. No way, he's fine. Yo, reboot. Can I get like a sleeper, like a piece of dog shit, and they put like a fucking rocket chip in it?
Yeah, you could do that, yeah.
Oh god.
You could buy like a club and then put like a fucking V8 engine in it. And then send that thing to the moon.
That's what I'm gonna do then. And how do you do that then? Do I gotta buy the car with the nice engine, buy the bad car, and then swap them out?
So we don't have the engine in stock yet. The guy who delivers these told us that he could have a car sometime soon.
Cool.
He brings them in and we'll be able to deal with engine swap.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I said it. I mean, it's not that I need to save money. I mean, we're rich as fuck, but it's like maybe I just kind of wait for the opportunity. I feel like, listen, can I buy the CAD? It's only 11,000. I think is that like not a steal for that car? The Cadillac, the Caddy, yo, that shit goes hard.
The Caddy?
It's like 100K. It's like 11K.
Yeah, but if you want to buy one, you can.
It's like nothing though.
Whatever you want to buy, we'll sell you. Okay, if you have the cash for it.
Can you put like a spoil on it though?
I mean, you can take it out for a test drive and bring it into Benny's. So we can have it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to take it inside the shop.
We do have 2 copies in the. I don't know if you've noticed. There's one for 11,000.
Okay, let's try that. Maybe I can slam it to the ground, make it hovercraft. Hold on. Really? Ayo. I'll buy that piece of dog shit.
Oh, okay.
What dog shit is he buying?
I mean, how different is that to 21K compared to 11K?
Okay. try that again?
What's like the big difference between like the 22K and the 11K?
I believe it's mainly performance and looks. So the more expensive one just looks nicer.
More lumber is
That's it?
required.
Yeah, I think so.
Give me the piece of dog shit. It looks like dog shit, please. I really want that one.
The cavalcade, right?
The one that's like the cheapest, 11,000.
Okay, yeah, but we're talking about the cavalcade. That's the car.
I mean, I don't think I'll ever call it that. To be honest, it's little dog.
Because like I don't want to accidentally sell you a different SUV. You know, I just want to make sure we're talking about that.
So like, is it much better in performance though at 22K? New one?
No, they're probably gonna be pretty much identical.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna get. It's not even close. Listen, this is like an impulsive purchase, and it's not one that I'm gonna lose it on. 11,000. I don't give a fuck. Thank you.
So you know, bro, the guys outside were laughing at you, man. Just
Why?
Your
I
building
don't know.
is
Said it was dog shit around there.
Okay, I mean, I just drove it. It goes like more than 100 and not that much.
It's not bad. I tried it as well.
Whoa, it's
there's no
11,000.
brakes, so there's no real turning on the thing. So.
I mean, bro, it has good trunk space and it has a lot of seats. Like, what the fuck do I care? Like, it's just a chiller for 11,000, you know? Like, bro, if I get a rental, right, every day, for 11 days, I already made money. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get rentals for months.
I need you to promise
19
not
days,
to
but
freak
yeah.
out, okay? But the cheap one's sold out.
Okay. So when do I punch? When do I give me a timer? Give me when do I punch?
I actually don't know because we haven't sold anything.
Like I fit a punch. I'm about to punch.
Did you see it in the stocks just now?
Yes.
More lumber is required.
Dahlia, did we just sell a car?
I'm ready. You point, I swing.
Research. Your building is
We didn't sell it recently. I actually don't know why it's not in the system.
So maybe it's because everybody has them out right now because there's so many that are out right now in test drives. There's 2 in the garage and 1 out front.
He's talking about the cheaper cavalcade, by the way.
Yeah, it's gone.
I sold one earlier, but
Yeah, it's gone.
But he just saw one in the stock, right?
No, it's not there.
What? I just tested it like twice. Yes, I did, isn't it? Otherwise you won't be able to see the price if it's sold out.
Yeah. Let me go check it.
I sold one like
I'm gonna punch the computer. I'm gonna punch. No, it's not cool.
No, I'm talking about the drown out of
Oh heck no.
Yeah. It's out of stock, Mary. Just check.
Wait, but I'm not crazy though. You can still test drive it, right?
No, you can't. There's a 21,000.
Wait, it's still across the street.
Has fallen.
Well, I mean, you test drove it before, and that one can still test drive, but the test drives are in a different valet slot than
Oh no,
the ones
hold
we
on.
sell.
Okay, yeah, but no, hold on. I'm not crazy. Like, you can still see the 11,000 one and test drive it, yeah?
No.
What?
No, not anymore. Like if you go.
Okay, I'll look them up.
100 kilo?
It was right there. Why do I always get shafted on this, man? It's not even fucking fun, dude. Bang! Ah. Bang again!
Thank you so much.
Ah, you opened the door on me.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Are you okay?
Listen, I'm gonna buy your most piece of shittest car you got right here on the spot. Give me a plug for 8K.